Welcome back. Right now, people are heading outdoors, hitting the trails and hiking more than ever these days. AllTrails' Ron Schneiderman joins us now to share tips on where and how to discover new trails. Welcome to the show, Ron.
Thanks for having me. Good morning.
So tell us, why are more people heading outdoors in their free time?
Yeah, well, this is definitely the golden era of hiking. What's interesting is that hiking's growth in popularity, it's not just a short-term trend that we're seeing because of coronavirus. The number of people hitting the trails has been going up pretty consistently the last 10 years, but what we're seeing now is a crazy spike, like 3 times our normal usage patterns. And that's both in terms of folks who are already kind of pre-inclined to spend time outside, spending more time. But what's cool is so many new people who are just starting to get into hiking and mountain biking and trail running are heading out there.
Well, that's great to know because, people do need to get out and get that fresh air, exercise. What is the #1 outdoor activity?
Right now, it's hiking. Right now, hiking. What's great about hiking is that, especially in a state like California, where we have so much incredible open space and public land, is that it's an activity that's accessible for anybody, right? You don't need any fancy gear. There's trails all around us, regardless of where you live in the state. And there's trails for every type of fitness and ability and even mobility level. So, whether you're looking at trails in our national parks or state parks or just local open space, there's trails out there for everybody if you just know where to look.
Well, I have heard that California has plenty of trails to pick from. You mentioned some of the different ones. I'm sure there's ones that maybe are more suited for families or maybe the more experienced hikers. Just how many of these trails are around nearby that we can discover?
Tens and tens of thousands of trails. And again, the great thing is that for every type of hiker out there, whether you want a stroller-friendly trail or a dog-friendly trail, or you want to get deep in the backcountry, there's every option is out there available to us here.
All right, so no excuses. You can find the trail that's right for you. Are most of the trails, are they open right now when we talk about regional, state parks, things like that?
Yeah, so fortunately, as of now, almost all of the parks and trails in the state are still open, at least as far as code goes. So that's great. We can still get out there. A lot of the facilities are closed, so things like visitor centers and campgrounds and even restrooms are closed. So just make sure you plan accordingly.
Yeah, you would have to plan accordingly, bring your own water, things like that. Now, you have a app. It's called AllTrails. It helps people discover places to go for an adventure. Can you tell me how that helps?
Yeah, so AllTrails is a free app and website that helps you find trails so you can spend more time outside enjoying the outdoors. And AllTrails makes it really easy to find trails near you wherever you are. And then you can filter those trails by length or difficulty level, whether it's dog friendly or kid friendly, even how crowded the trail is, which right now is really important. And then you can see photos, read user reviews, get driving directions right to the trailhead. And once you find the trail that's right for you and your family, you can even use our app for navigation. So you don't get lost when you're out there. That blue GPS dot on your phone, it shows you exactly where you are at any given time, even when you don't have a data signal.
I love that because I need that. You think about hiking and I'm like, but where do I go and what do I need? And just all those little questions all in one place. And it sounds like it makes it really easy. I'm gonna have to check that out. What about safety precautions when you're hiking? What do we need to think about?
Sure, yeah. I mean, even though you're outside, you'll still want to practice social distancing when you're out on the trail, right? So walk in a single file so you don't overcrowd the path. Keep moving so you don't create unintentional bottlenecks where people have to kind of crowd up. Bring a mask or a bandana, even if you only wear it when you're passing other people. I think a good rule of thumb is avoid trailheads with the big parking lots. These typically draw the larger crowds, and parking lots are full. Consider exploring another trail. In terms of when the trails are busiest, our data shows that on the weekends during the late morning and early afternoon is when the most people are out there. So you can beat the crowds and the heat by going during quieter hours, especially weekday mornings is a great time to get out there.
Yeah, well, I'm sure AllTrails could help me find one that's not so crowded. Tell me, what are the benefits of hiking and getting outdoors? We think about fresh air, maybe spending time with another person, with our families, and I'm sure it helps with mental health, huh?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the truth, there's nothing to do right now. right? Gyms are closed and people are feeling financially strapped and everyone's feeling cooped up. I have 3 little kids, all their summer camps and sports are closed and we're not doing any family vacations. So, whether it's being driven by a quest for better physical health or mental health or emotional health, or even just boredom, more and more people are just, I think, appreciating the fact that you
Mm-hmm.
just feel better when you spend time outside.
Right.
And there's almost like a sense of normalcy that being out on the trail gives you, which there's just so few places where you can feel that right now.
Sounds great, Ron. Well, I want to thank you for joining us and sharing AllTrails with us. And you can head out for a new adventure and discover where to go next at alltrails.com.